Alrighty, what is up, guys? It's whatever here, and this is gonna be a little bit different. There's actually gonna be a post-com. My recording got kind of messed up at around 6 minutes of this battle, so yeah, I couldn't really do much there. Huge shout outs to Jricky, our opponent this week, because he just sent me his side, and I'm just gonna talk about my thought process kind of on this while we go through it. So let's just go ahead and start playing it. I think I have this at 1.25 speed. Yeah, get through it a little bit faster because it is a somewhat long one. One thing about our teams is we are both, Terra Flying, Terra Normal, Dragonite. We also both have Azumarill. Our teams are pretty similar. We all both have, fast water types that can click momentum. So it was pretty funny. But yeah. If you look at my team, I have Bronzong, Dragonite, Great Tusk, Azu, Wo-Chen, and Greninja. It's going to be a Scarf Greninja, and that's going to be my lead. I have Dark Pulse, Grass Knot, U-Turn, Hydro Pump. I was thinking if he led maybe the Iron Bundle, that I could Grass Knot it. Unfortunately, I would have to, what is it? Also, was it Grass Knot into a Terra Normal Dragonite? Like, if he gets pushed out to where he has to come back in, would be doing a base 120, so that's really strong. This thing is basically there to outspeed his middling speed tiers. I also have enough bulk to live a plus or just an E speed, a banded E speed from full normal Dragonite. So that's a really cool thing in case that ever happens. But we are going to lead our Greninja here. We see Vision. I was thinking this was going to be a lead screens, because if you get screens up, Dragonite just kind of claims 3 minimum. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to Dark Pulse here. I am faster than him, guaranteed. I crept him here. So I was like, yep, going to guarantee doing that. Yeah, so that's like the main thing that I was kind of worried about this turn 1. I see that he's taking a long time to kind of think about this. Let me talk about the rest of my team. We got Wo-Chen. It's going to be Fizz defensive. We're supposed to help take on the Azu because it beats a huge power Azu 1v1 unless it's banded. So that was pretty crazy to me, and I thought that would be a really good helper check to it because if you look at the rest of my team, Azu kind of smashes. We do get the KO right away. And in comes the Delibot. Here's the thing, though. Since I switched to Dark type only, he can kill me with a Hydro Pump here. And I have to check to see if he is Scarfed, too. Because if he's Scarfed, Modest Scarf from him will kill me. This thing is very strong. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right out into our Greninja. Or, sorry, not our Greninja, our Bronzong. Our Bronzong is going to be like a Light Screen, Body Press, Protect, and Psyshock. It was just kind of here to help the whole team with the light screen up to take hits from that bundle because that bundle is scary compared to my team. Look at Ice and Water. Freeze Dry is the freest move that he can click, and then Hydro Pump just kind of knocks back Bronzong, after that chip especially. He goes out into his Gengar here, and, sorry, not Gengar, his Haunter. And I was like, I wonder what he's going to do. I didn't see this in any of my mocks. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Wo-Chen. I know I'm Fizz Def, but, I'm still a Dark type with base, was it 130 special defense? So, even though I'm not invested in it, I can just still take a Shadow Ball if he wants to do that. And that is what he does. At this point, I was thinking maybe, he's going to be, Dazzling Gleam is his best way to hit me other than Sludge Bomb. But at that point, I would get a knockoff on him, and then my Terra Normal Dragonite would be able to do more. So I'm just going to click knockoff here, because I was expecting him to stay in, try to get some damage off or anything like that. But yeah, I just go for the knockoff here, and we're going to see which... But I remember I was debating back and forth. I was like, do I Stun Spore, or Stun... What is it? Stun Spore? I think it's Stun Spore. I had Stun Spore because in case he went into hard Dragonite on this or something to try to take advantage of its weak moveset. And so we do take off the heavy duty boots of this Iron Bundle here. Now once we see that it's what do you call it? Heavy duty boots, we know it's no longer scarfed. And this looks like in range of our Scarf Greninja, so that's something that I should keep in mind here. At this point, I was like, now we know that he's not boosting. He's probably going to click Freeze Dry, if anything, and that's a weaker move compared to Ice Beam because I still have the Bronzong and then my 2 water types in the back. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to Leech Seed off, and then I can go hard on a Bronzong and set up a screen. And what does he do? He flip turns. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is fine. I get a Leech Seed on whatever you want to go into. And then he goes Azu, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. You know, this is here to help beat that. And then I see Sap Sipper, and I'm like, interesting, because I really think that Huge Power would have, like, pretty much 6-0'd me. I mean, was it Huge Power needed to force the Dragonite in? And, like, I had no other resists, really, except for this thing, on that. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to knock it off because it was either going to Belly Drum here, or it's going to Toxic me, or sorry, not Toxic me, but like Whirlpool, like kind of a Trapper set, because I don't usually see Sap Sipper on sets that are set up, but this is like really good, really easy way for him to get a free setup on my Wo-Chen. I did knock off his Citrus Berry, which means that I'm like, oh, well, I have to sack a Pokemon here, you know? I had to look at my team and be like, what do I not need? And, yeah, it's not looking so good here because I have to go into my Azu, I believe, because I think Azu was the least valuable. Just because with heavy duty boots knocked off on the bundle, I wasn't worried about it being boosting item like Life Orb or Booster Energy or anything like that. And so I went ahead and just sacked it off because I didn't need it to be a, what do you call it? Not a check, but a lure for that. And a Play Roughs does 99% or like 98. And then we just kind of go for an Aqua Jets, and I am 0 speed, so I was like, at worst, or at best, this is a speed tie. But he was probably just had a little bit of investment. Even 4 would have outsped me. So that's dead. Next thing I go into here is Dragonite. And I go for the extreme speed because this thing is scary. Scary. It is still at +6, and if you can see, we got still 20 minutes to go almost. So I need to kind of get this out of the way. So I'm gonna extreme speed here. This is gonna be D-Dance, EQ, Fire Punch, and extreme speed. He had a Klefki that he had on the bench, and that was why I needed both EQ and Fire Punch. And that is also why I think he brought his, Haunter, which is going to be a really good check to this thing. I extreme speed, gets him down super low, but does not kill. At that point, I was like, damn, I should have, if I DD'd there, I could have just Fire Punched the, the Haunter. As you see here, he's going to hard swap in to his Haunter on the extreme speed. And at this point, I was like, okay, well, Sludge Bomb is his best thing to do. I'm going to go ahead and Dragon Dance up so I can Fire Punch him and kill him if he's not a Violite. Haha, just kidding. Never mind. I go into Greninja. I think I died to a Focus Blast here. I remember he Focus Blasted and I wasn't expecting it. Yeah. Oh my god, I lived on 1. I am so good. Like I said, that HP came in handy. Obviously I can't take an extreme speed now, but, we're here. Now I'm going to I think he just sacks off his Azu here. This kind of, like, middle part was just very, like, back to back to back, and then it drags out for the last bit. Because I think we all, like, realized what our win cons were. So I'm just going to go ahead and just Dark Pulse. His resist is about to die in 1, and that means no more resist. Now, the thing is, because of this, he still has, like, Dragonite non-Terran at full with multiscale. He's got the Delibird, and yada yada. So he comes in with the Delibird, and he doesn't know I'm Scarfed. So he's going to click Ice Beam. Now here I should have realized that he is in technically range. It is a roll. It does about 70 to like 80. So I didn't see exactly. That looks around 70% to me. But obviously in game I didn't think of that. Or I was thinking about that. This is like a week and a half ago now. So I'm a little blurry on some of my plays, but we just kind of think it over. Because I'm like, oh, what do I switch into? Do I go into the Bronzong again? That is my check to this thing. That is, what I got to do. And I do believe I do withdraw into the Bronzong, yes. I could have taken the roll, but I was like, I would rather have it for later to do the same thing after it's guaranteed in range to clean up. So we Ice Beams there. We take that easily. And I think my play here was to Light Screen, because a Hydro and a Hydro after a Light Screen does not kill. But I'm like, okay, I think he's going to Flip Turn here, because, I think he's going to Flip Turn into something that, can take advantage of this. So I click Psyshock, and Psyshock was not the play. Psyshock was not the play. Good thing is it's guaranteed in range of the Dark Pulse now. We do also have Protect on our Bronzong, so we're going to click that. Try to get out of range as much as possible, because a modest Specs Hydro Pump would have two-shot us unless we get that second turn of leftovers from full. Obviously, we know he's not that now, but that was the kind of thought process behind that. Let's see. Yeah, as you can tell, he's down 2 and we're down 1. Both Aussies are dead. That's funny. He's going to Hydro Pump, and he's going to get the crit. Like I said, that definitely mattered, because we were over 50%, and that was modest Specs doing that compared to no item. And I don't know if he was modest or timid or whatever. The way he brought in on the Greninja, I expected him to be faster, so I'm assuming plus speed. Now that crit really mattered, because that was going to be putting up a Light Screen. And if that Light Screen's up, what is this Delibird doing, to my D-Knight? So I would be able to freely Dragon Dance, or no, I think I do Dragon Dance on this thing, because it does that. But what I'm saying is, if I got the Light Screen up, the Dragonite would have lived the Focus Blast that should be coming out here, because I think he's going Hard Haunter on the Extreme Speed. We're going to kind of skip ahead. We Dragon Dance up. Yeah, so he gets a +1. I did not creep a Haunter, so he's going to go first, and he's going to kill us with the Focus Blast here. But like I said, if I got that Light Screen up, then this shit wouldn't have killed, and I would have been able to Dragon Dance up again, and then I would have been able to chunk a hole in the rest of his team, because he would have had to go into his D-Knight, Terra Normal himself, and then I'm at +2 with Terra Normal Extreme Speed, and he's going to break his multi-scale and bring him down a lot lower than he should have been. Obviously, that crit sucked. I don't think anyone's going to be like, that crit didn't matter. But, it is what it is. I definitely thought I would have been faster with my Dragonite, but I didn't really have any speed in it, because I was thinking of the Dragonite versus Dragonite matchup, and that little bit of speed wasn't as much as taking 2 extreme speeds if I had multi-scale. So that's what I kind of leaned for. Funny thing is, he also leaned that direction and kind of went like Adamant with a little bit of bulk to kind of help him live the same thing. So I thought that was pretty funny how we had the exact same thing. We are going to just go to Dark Pulse, and we're going to kill this Haunter. Greninja doing the damn thing. You already know Shiny, because it's the best one. I believe he's going to go into the Delibird now. Yeah, the Iron Bundle. And then we are now in the end game, because we are going to Dark Pulse here. And we're going to kill this thing. And he's going to finally see that we are Scarfed. Let's see here. Yes, the Dragonite comes in, and it's going to be Banded Extreme Speed time. He's going to go ahead and Extreme Speed. I think what it was is I didn't want him to get a free setup. Because if he was Dragon Dance, that was immediate game over. And at least with Dark Pulse, I had a 30% chance to flinch from his multi-scale, and then I would have been faster anyway, so he wouldn't have, he would have had to, what do you call it? Do the to set up. I mean, yeah. So like that was my thought process of, no none of that. I go for the Stun Spore to stop the setup. Definitely could have gone with Knock. Would have been very similar. But we're going to go for the Knock here. And as you can see, we are at full health. It's going to go on for a little bit. So we're going to kind of speed through. That was max power Knock. And we're going to do this like 3 or 4 times. Before I realize, hey, Doo-Doo Head, you have another move that you can use to get damage and heal back. So it's literally going to go like this for a few turns. As he just T-bolts me and I knock him, and then he T-bolts and I knock, and then I realize that I had Giga Drain this whole time. And then that really slows down his chip down. So we're going to go knock off. The main reason I didn't go into our Great Tusk is because our Great Tusk has enough defense to live Banded Extreme Speed for sure. Like, Great Tusk lives one, I think, regardless. But I had a lot of defense and a lot of speed. The only problem is I had no fighting move. I was Knock Off, Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, and Headlong Rush. In the long run, obviously, Knock Off didn't really matter, so I probably could have gone Close Combat on that slot. Just unfortunate, but it is what it is. If I had Close Combat, I might have played this a little bit differently and brought it in on one of the T-Bolts here, and then I was just able to get a free Close Combat off that way. But yeah, we're just going to keep going, and then eventually I kind of get him low enough, because he's not getting back as much as I am, because I'm Giga Drain plus leftovers, so I'm getting stuff back. But yeah, we're going to slowly whittle him down, and then he's going to reveal... Yeah, let's skip past this part, because this is the very long end game. He's going to go into his full health Dragonite. Now, again, like I said, if I had Close Combat, which he doesn't know that I don't, which is why I think he doesn't Terra here. He was Terra normal, but I think he just goes for Ice Spinner, yeah. So he goes for Ice Spinner because it's the move that hits both my last 2 mons. And like I said, I didn't know that he was banded by unending damages yet, because he just picked off something with extreme speed and then just killed my Wo-Chen right there. So I'm like calcing away, being like, okay, how can Great Tusk, do this for us? How can he let us win? And so what I do is I click Rapid Spin, but I'm faster anyway. And so he Ice Spinners here. And I think if I was Ice Spinner as well, I could have won here, which is another 50-50. Because he could have Terra'd here to make sure that he doesn't die to Ice Spinner, but he would die to, what do you call it? Close Combat. Anyways, we get off his Choice Band, and then boom, we get crit. I don't think that crit mattered in the long run, because he still had extreme speed to just, pick me off that way. But it didn't help, it gave me one more turn to, maybe, I don't know how much it would have done without the crit, but to maybe, pull it back with a crit on my own. And that was my only way out at that point. But yeah, that's going to be our week 3. And I'll see you guys next week. Peace.